Bones are amazing things. They hold us up, they support us, they make us strong. But bones have other uses. In the past, bones were thrown by diviners, seeking out the mysteries of the future. Now the bones are cubes, made of plastic or resin, but they still reveal things to us. As they fall from our fingers and rattle across the table, the story becomes clear. Welcome to Bone Throwers Theater, an RPG actual play podcast.
Welcome back to this second special edition of BTT. My name is Stephanie Grove, and I will be playing Trixie Louise Canton.
This is Johnny. I'm playing Phil, the
real man.
Raymond.
Mike playing Frank Cross.
And this is Jeremy playing Nathan Alex Woodson.
And this is Carlin. I will be playing Auri Glasston, who likes to be called Mr. Glass.
Mr. Glass. And I am Jordan, and I am going to be game mastering this special edition of Inspectres. If you want to pick up the game, it is quite a fun little treat. It's available on the website for Memento Mori Theatrics. Also you can find that at www.memento-mori.com, M-O-R-I. So it's a pretty fantastic little game. You can also, in addition to getting it in print, you can also get it as a PDF. So it's pretty darn cool. Let's go ahead and talk about the franchise that we want to build. We have a whole bunch of different... It's pretty much the sky's the limit. Unless you want to build one on an airship, then we can talk about that.
So
No.
The sky is the limit.
Yeah, we get to choose the name and the location. We get to describe who the owner is, the owner of the particular franchise. And we also get to describe a little bit about the building, everything like that. Also, we get to choose if it's what level of investigation it is, if it's a new organization, a new franchise, an established franchise, a successful franchise, or if it's the home office of Inspectres Corporation.
Well, obviously it has to be an abandoned fire station.
No.
See, I was thinking a strip mall between, like, Barnes & Noble and, I don't know, Dress Barn.
See if people hear me out on this. This is where I want to be located. Can we do an old oil rig in the middle of the ocean?
It's been done.
What?
Yeah.
Come on!
Yeah, that actually there's another actual play episode out there where they have an oil rig off the coast of Ireland.
Oh, you mean
and you thought you were so original.
I'm a lord there.
Yeah, good to know.
There actually is no original
Emily.
thought ever.
Nope.
So,
Pretty
just
much.
saying.
Wow.
I'm thinking strip mall between the Dress Barn and the Barnes & Noble.
But what area of the country do you want it to be in? Do you want it to be in
Idaho.
Do you want to do Idaho?
Okay.
Okay, that's
So we are hunting Sasquatch.
Boise, Idaho.
Really?
Strip mall.
Well, can we actually be... How about if we're, like, hidden? You know what I mean? Like...
Okay.
People can contact us, but they don't know exactly where we're based
Missile
out
style.
of. No, I was thinking like a trap door underground, a strip club.
Strip
What do you
club
think?
or
My
strip mall?
character
Strip
would
club.
be okay with
Strip
that.
club.
Because who
If
would
you push the
think that it
wrong
would be-
doorbell, the floor drops and you go into our state.
That's not our office. That's a champagne room.
It's the Starlight Pit.
Do you have any ideas about what you want to do for?
I do, but it has more to do with the financial status of the
Okay.
Okay.
corporation, and that is that it's already kind of past its heyday, and the owner is now secretly sinking a majority of his personal finances in it. So he has, there's a lot of pressure coming from up top
I like that.
to
See,
put
I was
this new
gonna say,
team together.
Combine it with a bowling alley. Ghost Hunters / bowling.
Wait. Okay, we need to think about
Ghost
this in
Hunt
this fashion. If we want to be kind of hidden, what's a thing or like a place at like a public area that you always wonder what goes on behind that door?
The green door.
Stadiums.
Airport maintenance. Think about it. You can get flights in and out all the time.
It's true.
There we go.
Oh,
Airport.
That's
Just
yeah,
gotta be the
yeah.
Airport.
Yeah, I like it.
Do you want to do it in a local airport, or do you want to make up an airport?
Are there airports in Idaho at all?
There's several.
I know there's an airport in Minot, North Dakota.
Nashville.
Boise Airport, and I think I know enough about it that we could.
I say that it needs to be a big city airport.
Chicago.
Seattle.
Chicago.
Chicago, Seattle, either one.
You don't want to do like Washington or Baltimore, because that's what we're most familiar with.
You are.
I like Seattle.
Okay. Seattle.
Like Seattle. It's got a
Seattle
dark-
feels
a
like the
dark
kind of
feel.
place that our
Yeah.
characters would be.
Also, you got a lot of the ports. You're close to Canada, Alaska. You got a lot of old
All right.
paranormal.
A lot of interesting things.
So you guys go ahead and discuss what you think the franchise should be. I'm going to go ahead and look up the name of the Seattle airport.
I
I
like
think it's actually Seattle
Seattle
International.
Yeah, I think
Isn't
so.
SeaTac, yeah. Or C-
I'll just
no, that's the
confirm
port.
That's SeaTac is
Oh,
Seattle
okay.
International.
Yeah,
I think,
Seattle.
Yeah.
I think so.
I like Mike's idea about the financial status.
I do too.
I think it could add some really interesting dynamics of really getting some pressure from above that might put us under some undue stress.
Or even hazardous situations.
Yeah, that too. Taking more risky
Yeah.
jobs just
Yep.
because we have to make money.
So Seattle Tacoma International Airport. So it is SeaTac.
That sounds so cool. I really wanted that oil
Inspectors.
rig.
behind the
SeaTac
door. It
office.
says authorized personnel only. That's all.
Hey,
our
we
door
can work
says.
on opening satellite offices.
Authorized personnel.
One in a European castle.
Oh.
That's not expensive.
They're not expensive. They only cost like 14 million.
I've toured there.
Okay, so SeaTac International Airport is the location of your franchise. What's it look like on the inside?
An office.
Well, inside the organization,
We have to get rid of public access.
well,
On
see,
the inside.
I would say that from the, if you're walking in the corridors of the airport, it's just a doorway that has a label that says authorized personnel only.
Right.
That's all it is from the outside.
Do we have to wear uniforms
I wouldn't say
in order
so.
to go through that door?
No, you just have to have
Suit
you have to have a
and tie.
key card that's coded to that door.
What about fingerprint recognition? This is what I envision.
On the secondary door.
Well,
Yes.
Yes,
Yeah.
exactly.
That would,
exactly.
that would depend on your technology roll. So go ahead and make a technology roll.
I'm already rolling things?
Yes.
we haven't started yet.
Highest is a 3.
So 3, go ahead and read us what the option for 3 is off of the die roll chart.
3 says not great. The GM decides your fate, but you may be given a chance to suggest a single positive, albeit minor, effect.
Okay, so you can have a fingerprint recognition system if you want to get into the special secret airport layer of this particular group, but it kind of shocks you every time that you have to go through.
Nice.
The second,
Yeah, nice.
you open the first door.
But I
it looks
guess
like a
the
janitor's
pod-
closet.
the-
second door is where the thumbprint scanner.
The small positive thing for that would be it wakes you up in the morning.
Is. Still,
You don't need coffee. I'm getting
What if-
tired. Why don't you just go out and do the fingerprint again?
What if the small positive is there are certain
character has a bad
paranormals
habit.
that are susceptible to electric shock? So
Oh,
it's
okay.
a form of access control, even though it's a small percentage that could possibly know
Okay.
we're there.
Okay.
Or, you
I
know.
like
Right.
that. That works.
And my character just sometimes for fun goes
I bet.
Morning, Trixie. Morning.
Adrenaline prolonging life.
Oh my gosh.
We taking bets on how long we can hold our thumb on the thing.
On slow days.
Okay, so we've come up with with one piece of information about the franchise that it has a thumbprint scanner that shocks you.
And I envision that once the thumbprints recognize that, okay, this is how I envision it. We have the staff only or employees only door. You go through that and you go down some stairs to the bottom where there's no doors. And then you have that thumbprint recognition and the stairwell comes up. And you go under the stairwell and then
That
it
would be
closes
cool.
after you.
I like
Speaking of sinking all his money into it.
that would be very cool.
Okay, so go ahead and describe that just so I can write that down real quick.
Yeah. That it's the employees only door,
Uh-huh.
and then you go in and you go down a flight of stairs, and there's nothing at the bottom except the fingerprint recognition.
How about just a bunch of like janitor supplies at the bottom?
Okay, perfect. Yeah, it's just janitor stuff down there, and then there's the fingerprint recognition, and which is inside of the breaker,
Fire
the circuit breaker box. So you have to open that up, and then you do it.
Which could be the reason for the electrical.
And sometimes things don't work in the rest of the airport after that. So then once it takes the fingerprint, the stairwell actually goes up, revealing the entrance.
Oh,
and then you
okay.
go in, and then the stairwell closes after you.
Okay, awesome. So, flight of stairs, janitor supplies, get smart entrance.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
And I take my smoke breaks in the stairwell. The
Okay.
fingerprint.
Now, what is the name of your franchise?
Well, we have to have something that would be out for the public.
Like, do you have a website or Inspectors Anonymous?
That's
Well,
the
since it's
size collar next door.
supernatural things, do we want to call ourselves?
What about Spirit Inc?
It's kind of cool.
Seattle Spirits.
Oh, yeah.
Maybe. I was thinking super.
And we get a lot of phone calls
neutralized.
for people looking for a liquor store.
Okay.
A lot of phone calls, and I answer
I
the
like
phones. I'm like, well, if you really want something good,
You know what makes me
try
clairvoyant?
this whipped cream
Go to
vodka.
Chicago.
It's really good. Put it with orange juice, and
There's vodka in it.
the boss comes out and he's like, would you stop talking to people about booze?
Okay.
Are we a franchise?
Yes, you are a part of the Inspectres franchise, but you can have your own office name. So
So we're Seattle Spirits and Inspectres Inc.
yeah. Now, who is the owner of?
No.
You've been in it the longest.
I was thinking that he could be the CEO, which is
Or like-
a totally different role.
Ooh, because then he'd be getting a whole lot of stress from the owner to make things work, which could
I'll go with whatever I had field trainer written down.
that could create a lot of tension within the group too, because you kind of have to be
Does
the bad guy.
the owner has to
I
be
have
one of
access
us?
to information I
Well,
can't share.
No, the owner is like an NPC type.
Okay,
of
okay.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Is that your lycanthropy coming through?
Yeah.
That's your werewolf breaking out. Okay.
Yeah.
Got it.
Right now, I'm just for ideas. I'm trying to look up like wealthy people who live in Seattle. Are you like owned by Microsoft?
No.
No.
You could say
No,
Simplot
his-
owns it.
his
I mean,
name
it's
is
in
Giles
Idaho,
Mormon.
but
What?
Giles Mormon.
Mormon?
Or Norman. Whatever.
Mormon.
Spell that for me.
That's a last name.
Jiles?
Yes. Or well, I've always heard Giles spelled with a G, but okay.
J.
But how do you spell the last name?
Mormon.
Norman?
I like
Norman.
Norman.
I like
Norman. I'm trying to figure, is it November or is it Mike?
November.
November.
Giles November.
Okay.
That's my alias.
So we're going to
I
go
was
ahead
in
and say in terms of established, in terms of status, you guys are there. You've been established for a while, but you're on the decline. So we're going to say that you get to start off with 5 franchise dice. Actually, on the decline, established would be 10. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. You're on the decline, so you get 8.
Yeah.
So we'll talk about these in a moment. The franchise dice are what you can divide between your 3 cards. You have on this you have 3 different cards that you can use. You have your library card, which you can add to your academics roll. Anybody can grab this if they need a boost. You have your credit card, which you can use if you need to spend more money. And then you also have your gym card, which you can use to help boost athletics. Those 3 cards, you get to take these 8 dice and you get to distribute them between the 3 cards.
I see.
For the business?
Yes, for the business.
I vote that the fewest go into the gym membership because we're all fairly athletic.
Except for me.
Well, I got 2 in athletics.
I got a
so-
2.
Yeah.
I think from a business standpoint, the fewest
And
dice
one.
go into money.
Oh, that's a good point.
What?
Yep.
That's kind of like if you look at the bankroll chart, which it might be on your.
No, we don't have
It's not.
No,
Okay.
we don't have
So
bankroll.
let me go ahead and read you what happens with the bankroll chart. If you take something from that and you roll, which is why I asked you guys to each choose a color so that we can choose which color is different for the bankroll.
Yeah.
6, compounded interest. Return this die and add a bonus die to the bank. 5, interest. Return this die to the bank. 4, account withdrawal. No benefit or penalty. Lose this die. Account withdrawal. No benefit or penalty. Lose this lose this die. And that's for number 3. Number 2, service charge. Lose this die and an additional die if possible. And number 1, account overrun. Ignore all other results and lose all bank dice.
Ugh.
So you have 8 here. So you could put in like 2. You're saying 3, Mike?
2 or 3?
3? You want?
He's still got his personal assets tied into
Yeah.
it. We just
Right.
don't know
I think
about
3's
it.
good.
And you can also do a
I would say 2.
You want to?
Yeah, 2.
I would keep hearing those penalties. I would say 2.
Yeah.
Okay. So how about the gym membership?
Maybe you want to put 2 in the gym, 3 in the gym.
3.
3.
Yeah.
We have 6 left.
You've got 6 left, so you can
So
do 3
3
and
each.
3.
3.
Yeah, 3 and 3 sounds good to me.
Okay.
Sounds about like an average of all of us.
Eyes polio.
I got student loans.
Now the way that you kind of advance in this game is you get more franchise dice. Every time that you roll a 6 on a skill roll, you get 2 franchise dice.
Okay.
And every time you roll a 5, you get 1. Now, you don't get them until the end of the game. So every time you roll a 6, I'll drop them into the bowl. It's an interesting pacing mechanic because the game is over when all of the dice are gone.
Okay. So that's like like going and doing jobs and making our money.
Right. That's how you will earn the points as you make your rolls to complete your actions in the actual job that you do.
Very
Sort of a climax to the episode of the show.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. So that's a neat little feature of the actual game. So now that we've got our name, Seattle Spirits, located in the SeaTac International Airport in a hidden area, and we have our owner, Giles Norman, we get to talk about the actual items that we have as resources. So let me go.
Puzzle boxes. No puzzle boxes.
No puzzle boxes?
Open the box.
Open the box. Let me go ahead and take a look at the rule book.
My character could figure out how to open the box.
Yes.
He shouldn't, but he could.
Oh, one thing I did want to mention is that there's a teamwork rule. We'll talk about that in a moment. Where is this information that I'm looking for?
What are the ages of our characters again? I can't remember.
53.
25.
32.
23.
23.
Okay, so
you were hiring the youngins.
Well, I mean, you gotta go ahead and do that. Let's go ahead and talk about the different jobs within the organization. So one player can be the CEO, the de facto leader of the team. It's up to him or her to make the important decisions. Whether or not these decisions are actually followed upon is for debate.
I think it's fair that would be Mike, since he's the one with experience here.
Oh, yeah.
He's acting CEO.
Well, let's hear the others before we...
Okay. There's also a chief technical officer.
No, that would probably be my guy.
Yeah, the CTO is the player blessed with keeping track of all the goodies purchased with technology skill rolls. Your CTO is usually the biggest geek in the group. Strangely enough, this player often has the agent with the highest technology skill.
Yeah.
That is obviously Auri.
So-
I'm sorry, Mr. Glass.
Mr. Glass is the chief technology officer. And then we could also, have other things as well, such as a chief financial officer. You should choose one player to be the CFO, the person in charge of the franchise sheet, and the one who keeps the tally of the team's franchise dice earned and invested.
Should it be the person with the drug addiction?
Yes. No.
No, I mean, I'm saying for like an interesting wrinkle to things. Should it be the person with the drug addiction?
Is there...
Finish reading
Yeah,
the rest of
that's
it.
what I'm thinking.
Okay. Wait, I might have goofed up. In addition to your corporate gold card, there is a bank. The bank is something that you can draw all sorts of dice from and basically use as your resources. It's like something that you have. So, if you want to have a bank, instead of spending all of these here, you could have a bank of 3, and then, you can use those for whatever. They go away at the end, but you can use them for whatever.
So, could they be used for, the credit card or the library card or the gym membership?
Well, you can use, you use this one when you're trying to get resources.
Okay.
For the credit card. You use this one when you're trying to use your strength.
Okay.
And the gym membership, and you use the library card for academics.
Right.
The bank can go into anything. So it could be used for contacts, it could be used for technology, it could be used for athletics, it could be used for academics.
So why would we put all of them in the bank, and then we can use them for whatever we want, whenever we want?
Well, because you gotta break them up. That's
okay.
Yeah.
That is
Also,
awesome.
I think in the general one, they don't have the ability to return extra.
Right.
Yeah.
Whereas
Okay.
our credit card, company credit card, has the ability to earn interest and dividends and
0.5%,
things like that.
Yeah.
Got it.
So we've got CEO being Frank, Auri being the chief technology officer, and CFO. Who wants to be CFO?
Are these all that we have to pick one of them?
We can
or
pick these, or we could also do chief security officer.
are those the only 3 that are in
Those are the only 3 in the
Okay,
book.
all right.
Honestly, I was picturing her answering phones.
I mean, from the rest of the character
be like
descriptions, I don't
supply
think any of us would be CFO.
I know people.
Yeah.
So
Realistically.
Yeah.
I mean, you got a 25-year-old, a 23-year-old, and a 23-year-old. Two of which are...
I'm 30.
Well, he's already...
But I'm already something.
Well,
Yeah.
I can keep track of that if that's what you guys want.
Just want to make that an NPC then, basically?
No, well, I mean,
Money penny.
yeah. I can go ahead and
Yeah,
let you
sure.
all
Money,
need
money.
money.
So let's go ahead and talk about like the technology that's available. It's often wise for the group to set a technology limit for the game. Most games of Inspectors take place in the present day. Telephones, taxis, hamburger joints, cold medicine, etc. are easy to find in any big city. Even the smallest towns have access to post-1950s technology. So this is the baseline limit. Ectoplasmic disintegrators and mystical tomes of power might be ultra rare in your game. The higher the technology limit, the crazier and more accessible technology can become. You can have a low-tech Inspectors game where the agents only have access to mundane equipment, a good option for rural settings or teams on locations in remote areas, or us, where we're struggling financially. Also, just because the item is available doesn't necessarily mean that it's available right now. Oh yeah, I have one of those in my back pocket. Tricks should not be overused. So some suggested technology limits are ultra-tech, weird science or alien assistance makes high-tech equipment fairly common. Men in Black style cannons, James Bond gadgets, and cool occult objects are just a phone call and a requisition form away. Experimental or fringe, Ghostbusters level equipment, poorly tested and prone to breakdowns. Experimental equipment's main drawbacks is that they're all one-shots or prototypes. If it blows up, there's no replacing it. Well, not for a while anyway. Standard tech is anything that can be bought, built, or borrowed right now. This includes just about anything you'd encounter in the 21st century. Laptop computers, mobile phones, submachine guns, laser pointers, deep-sea diving gear, etc. The last one is simple or primitive. Well, primitive by our standards. This includes classic monster hunting gear, the old reliables, bells, books and candles, crossbows, hammers and stakes, holy waters, swords, axes, revolvers, that kind of thing. Anything less high-tech, and the agents would be throwing rocks.
I see Highlander.
So, what sounds interesting in terms of technology?
Ghostbuster level stuff.
I'm thinking...
with
Yeah.
him making them.
Well, I was just thinking, sort of, maybe not full-on experimental, but like in between
mixture.
Standard and
Yeah.
experimental.
Yeah.
Is sort of what I was
Yeah, I like those.
thinking.
I like the aspect of things potentially not working.
So, we're talking fringe level.
That's why you can never count on technology.
That plays directly to your character, doesn't it?
I always count on technology. 1, 2.
I don't know if they count your fingers as technology. Now that we've distributed, do you guys want to have, how big do you want your bank of just generic dice to be? We need to decide if we want to stay with the 2, 3, and 3, or make it 1, 2, and 2. How do you want to do that?
I'd say 2, 2, 2.
2, 2, 2?
Yeah.
Two's
Is
all
everyone
around.
okay with it?
2's all
Yeah.
around?
Yeah, sure.
Let's make it even.
Yep.
2, 2, 2, 2. So that would be a total of 8. Yay. All right. So now let's go ahead and see what items we have available to us.
Yeah.
Anybody can throw out an item that they want to have available, but we'll need to make whoever makes the decision or wants to have something in the game has to make the technology roll for it.
Flamethrower.
Flamethrower, roll for it.
I'm keeping quiet.
I had a 5 and a 4.
So you have a 5, so that's a success. You have flamethrowers.
Woo.
I want pistols with different types of cartridges, such as if it's vampire, like sunlight bullets, if it's lichen, silver bullets, if it's paranormal, like ectoplasmic destruction bullets, stuff like that.
Okay, roll for it.
Oh, please, come on. 6. What's up?
So you got pistols
Yes.
with appropriate bullets.
I'm trying to remember, like, on the ghost hunting shows, what is it, like, the meters for EMP waves?
EMF
What are
Yeah,
those?
EMF meter.
6.
is...
So you have EMF readers?
How can we throw out multiple?
Sure. I mean, until we're done, until you guys feel comfortable with the list that
Night
you've got.
vision equipment.
Yes.
Oh, perfect.
6.
Look at that.
I have a feeling we're wasting all our 6. Or Jeff's not here.
Yeah, but we need a lot of this technology because some of it's going to
Sorry,
stop
Papa.
working.
You guys have been having phenomenal rolls for equipment.
Body armor.
Oh yeah.
There you go.
4.
4. Fair. Describe the most positive result of your action, but you must include negative or humorous effect.
It's used.
Some of it is used.
Okay, and how does that affect it?
It's got holes.
Was it not necessarily tested?
It blocks
It's
everything except for
susceptible
ectoplasma.
to
I've been slimed.
blunt objects, melee type attacks, edged weapons, claws.
So everything.
Everything except bullets?
So you were told that your T-shirt is body armor.
It has a picture body armor on the t-shirt.
Okay.
Perfect.
But the one perk is it's got our company name on it.
Go ahead.
I'm thinking. If
I-
Mass has another idea.
I have
I think
one.
something that's gonna.
I want to do energy-based paralysis grenades,
Yeah, I was about to say some special grenade.
Okay.
so we can kind of hold something in place if we need to get to it.
So static grenade.
5.
Okay. So a result of 5 is pretty good.
Good. Describe the result and gain 1 franchise die. Well,
Well, you don't
we're not
gain
doing
a
the franchise.
franchise, yeah.
But describe the result. Well, I mean, it's the same as the amazing.
You got one.
So we got it.
So you got paralysis grenades.
Yeah.
A motion activated heat sensing camera.
Oh yeah. We need that, wouldn't we?
6.
Dear Lord.
company vehicle.
There you go. Thank you.
What kind of company vehicle?
A plane?
Well, let's
it's
roll the die. Roll the die.
2.
Oh, it
Bad.
says the GM decides. Oh.
Okay, wait. So what were you saying? Sensor cameras?
Oh, motion activated heat sensing cameras.
I'm not writing down all that. I'm just writing down sensor cameras.
That's fine.
Okay,
So
and
He
so
rolled
you
a
rolled a
2.
2.
The GM decides your fate. You may suggest something suitably negative.
What would you like to suggest?
It is a beat up cargo van.
Not even.
1986
It's a beat up
custom GMC
VW
van.
bug.
It's just, I mean, it costs more to run this thing than it does to keep it.
Unless you have Mr. T.
Okay, so I will allow you to have a beat up van, but unfortunately, you can only use it when the airport staff are not using it to carry luggage around.
Does it say investigators anywhere on it?
No.
It was a lease 30 years ago.
Ouch.
All right.
What you got?
Polygraph.
Okay.
3. Not great. GM decides fate, but you may give the chance to suggest a single positive, albeit minor effect.
All right.
Okay, so you have a polygraph. Well, you have what you think is a polygraph machine. But
It was found in an old insane asylum in the 40s.
it's actually an EKG that you have to hook up to a cantaloupe to make it work.
All right.
It's French technology.
Kidding.
All right.
The positive effect would.
Then you can eat the cantaloupe.
Twisted cantaloupe.
Twisted cantaloupe.
It's a minor positive effect of that.
Well, you will know what the heart rate is.
You get to eat a cantaloupe. That's the positive.
We can tell if there's increased brain function towards a question. I mean, that's about it.
Well, wouldn't you be able? Could you pick up heart rate?
Yeah.
So if people are lying, then their
Their
heart
heart
rate
rate
usually
would go up.
increases.
So it said cantaloupe is battery powered.
EKG, yeah.
I'm trying to think of electrocardiograph. Okay.
All right. This is something that it'd be very practical for us to have. A DNA sequencer.
Okay, roll for it.
Would that basically tell if someone's supernatural or not?
Yeah,
well, like
basically,
for a
you could-
lycanthrope? Yes.
Yeah.
Or a vampire?
No.
6.
He gets it.
You're screwed.
Well, we don't.
No, he's the one who's fixing this thing.
Yeah,
so-
that's
Oh,
true.
okay. Yeah.
Fixing.
Well, like you fixed the deck.
Yeah. So, laptops with enough storage on them to have, our databases of, who we brought in and,
Super top-end
contacts and,
laptops.
Right.
everything we need, really. Not desktops, laptops.
A network.
5. I did get 5.
Okay, so
So we got that.
high. That sounds like a lot of gear.
Can I do one more?
I have one that we might really.
You're
need.
broke, aren't you?
Well, most of this gear is just stuff in our.
That we already had. Yeah.
Right.
It's in our place.
There is something that's very important that we should have.
All right, I'll give you guys each one more.
Okay. Phones that also have voice recognition technology to basically work like walkie-talkies.
Okay.
So we can just say the other person's name if we're not even touching it.
Okay.
And just have it on and just be like, Trixie, and then it'll ring Trixie real quick and it'll open a comm line. Just because if we need anything.
Roll low on this. Please roll
No.
low on this.
Like it cuts out all the time.
It has a thumbprint system.
6.
Shocks you.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, I'm the tech man. What up?
What were you thinking?
I was thinking that every time you mention somebody's name, the phone comes on so they hear all the conversation.
Yeah, that'd be a problem. Well, since I got a 6, it's something like you'd have to say
Phone-free
call
zone.
X person or whatever.
Right.
Or contact.
Yeah. Cell phones. Yeah. Working cell phones.
Yes, not crappy ones.
Environmental suits.
No, good idea.
3.
They have a few tears.
They're from World War II.
Okay, so when you're talking environmental suits, you're talking like thinking gas masks.
Yeah, full biohaz with breathing apparatus.
Your gas masks actually don't work.
Do we know this?
No.
Okay.
Ouch. Well, that could
All
be
right,
bad.
let's see. That's not a good one.
Why does it smell like charcoal?
Now, with all this technology and stuff, is this all just like modern technology, or does like magical or any sort of like spiritual or
That would fall
tomes or
under
anything
fringe. I would
fall under
Fringe.
that?
Yeah.
Okay. Can we say the supernatural version of the Encyclopedia Britannica published by some old British guy and
Roll
long
for it.
ago?
We could have that on our laptops.
The Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy?
3.
Wiki Paranormal.
You're missing G, V, W,
Oh, good that we're missing
and
W.
A.
Okay, so you still can research poltergeist.
Right.
Well, that's good.
And banshees.
Yeah, and banshees. Alright.
And fairies.
And Slimers.
I was trying to go for books, you know. I mean,
Nerd.
D is still in there. That's good.
U for undead.
Yeah.
I like
what
that.
about L? Is L in there?
Yeah.
Lycanthropy.
No.
All right. I just wrote down Paranormal Encyclopedia missing volumes.
Okay.
So, depending on how good your roll is, then you might be missing volumes.
That makes sense.
Or maybe from like V on was never published.
Yeah.
They ran out of printing
They were
money.
don't know the real name for
researching
it.
the and then they disappeared.
The flying squirrel suits.
Okay.
What?
Roll for it.
I want these so bad.
6!
Yes!
I need to
Flying squirrel suits.
That's the last one, so let's go.
And,
You know
in
the
essence, Tanuki suits?
No. God, no.
Oh.
you know the I don't know
The
what's it called.
skydiving bodysuit.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
know what you're talking about. Yeah. The gliding ones.
Which
They have
you get,
webbing
like
between.
webbing between the legs and the arms.
Alright,
You just
one more.
One more.
Let's say we have. What would be good for a ghost hunter? A nectoplasma trap.
Ectoplasm trap. Okay.
That makes sense.
Roll it.
6.
I'm running out
Thank
of
you,
room.
Ghostbusters.
Storage container.
But remember,
Thank
even
goodness
with
we
all
get
this
flights
cool
everywhere.
stuff, we're still in the experimental phase.
Yes. So it could still break.
It could still break.
Okay.
It's already broken.
We are going to take a break there, and when we come back next time, we will actually be kicking off the game.
Woo!
Yeah! So, see you then.
Thank you for listening to Bone Throwers Theater. The cast is Carlin, Jeff, Jeremy, Johnny, Jordan, and Stephanie. This podcast is released under a Creative Commons Attribution, Non-Commercial, No Derivatives 3.0 Unported license. Please feel free to share the podcast, but please do not modify it or attempt to gain financially from it. To find the show online, visit our site, bonethrowerstheater.com. Our Twitter feed is @bonethrowerstheater, and our email address is bonethrowerstheater@gmail.com. Join our social networks on Facebook and Google+. Podcast art was designed by Laura Tress and is used with her permission. Until next time, may the bones fall in your favor. This has been a Nerd Circle podcast production.